Are you tired of getting stuck on Sudoku puzzles? You wish you knew exactly where to look to make your next solve? I will show you how to solve this classic Sudoku the right way, include the tricky strategies that you need to solve the green cell. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go, and with that, it's solving time. We're going to 3 go here in block 7. You have this 3 in column 3, and this 3 in row 7. We can solve this cell for a 3. Greetings, friend. This is puzzle 39 from Enthralling Sudoku Volume 2. Thank you, Ashish Kumar, for letting me feature your puzzles on my channel. Done a different one each Friday this month. I will show you the right way to solve classic Sudoku and help you discover all the strategies you need to solve this green cell. The first step is to find more restrictions in this puzzle with some Snyder notation. So let me show you what that is. You got these 1 in rows 5 and 6 in column 2. There's only 2 possibilities for a 1 in block 5. So Snyder notation, anytime a 3x3 block, 2 possibilities, mark them. In case we solve one of these cells, we can solve the other right away. It also shows us what cells, what boxes show restrictions for us to help us with some other strategies. All right, look at the 2s with this 2 and this 2. Snyder 2s in block 2. And with these 2s and this 2, Snyder 2s in block 9. And then with the 3s, we can stay here in block 9. These 2 3s and this 3. Snyder 3s right there. And then in block 1, with these 2 3s and this 3, Snyder 3s here. And in block 2, you have this 3 cutting across row 2. And this 3 coming up column 6. So you have Snyder 3s, but they're also a pointing pair. What this means is since these 3s are in the same column, no other 3 can be outside the column, outside the block in the same column. And so now a 3 cannot be here or here anymore because you put a 3 in one of these spots. You had no place to put a 3 in block 2. Already couldn't be here, here, or here because of the 3s in the puzzle. What this does though is with the pointing pairs, you restrict the 3s to these 2 cells in block 5. And then with this 3 and this 3, Snyder 3s in block 6. So far we're doing great. All right, with the 5s, got 1, 2, 3. Whenever you have at least, you have 3 5s looking into a grid, you know you'll have at least Snyder notation, and if one of those cells is taken, you'll be able to solve right away. Nothing with the 6s or the 7s as far as Snyder goes at this time. But with the 8s, we can make another solve. Where can an 8 go up here in block 3? This 8 and this 8, there's only one place for an 8. And I do like the symmetry that she shows here. We've been able to solve in block 3 and block 7, kind of looking the same. You know, if you fold this over, you can see there's a lot of symmetry in how the givens are given. If you just kind of go and fold it over from this diagonal. What else can we do with the 8s? Well, with these 2 8s and this 8, Snyder 8s in block 1, and in block 8, we have Snyder 8s, and then in block 9, with these 8s, Snyder 8s right there. And the 8 that we solved actually opens up a little bit more Snyder for you. We can go back for the 6s. You might notice with this 6 cutting across row 3, you can put some Snyder marks right there. These 6s are a pointing pair. No more 6s down column 7. And then with the 7, you actually have Snyder 7s in block 3, and they'll also act as a pointing pair. And now we've kind of run out of Snyder. So what do you do now? And this is going to be my second tip. The first tip, find those restrictions with Snyder notation. The second tip, if you want to solve Sudoku the right way, look again for easy cells. You don't want to necessarily start working and looking for the harder strategies. You don't need to. And by switching from Snyder and going for these hidden singles and cross-hatching, look right here at this cell. What can this be? You want to look at where there's a cell. There's a lot of restriction from given cells or pointing pairs going into it. This cell can't be a 2, 3, 4. Can't be a 5 or 6. Can't be a 7, 8, or 9. This cell is a naked single 1. And it was here from the very beginning. All those were given cells. You want to be able to spot those types of cells because this will leave for some more easy solving. So we're going to unlock a few more solves here. We can displace that Snyder 1, solve for 1 here, displacing that Snyder 5. And then with these two 5s, we can solve for 5 right there. So we got some nice, easy Snyders in there. We can get and put some Snyder 1s right there. Looking pretty good. Okay, now look up in block 2. And a little bit of symmetry. You know, we solved this cell, naked single. What about this cell? You want to notice is you have 1, 2, 3, a 3, 7, 8 in the column. Then you have a 2, 9, so 2 more digits in the row that are different. And you have this 1, 5, 6 additionally in the block. All those are different, 8 different digits. This was actually a naked single 4 that you could have solved in the beginning. We don't normally look for naked singles, but if you find these, it is so powerful because it's going to unlock a few more solves for you. And then it makes it so much easier than trying to find and work with advanced strategies when you don't need to work with advanced strategies. This puzzle and all the puzzles in Enthrall and Sudoku do not require advanced strategies. Nothing more than the 7 strategies I teach in my free Sudoku solving guide, which you can download from the pinned comment below. So after putting this 4 in, you now want to look for a third naked single. It's actually going to be down right here. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, we need a 6, 8, or 9. You got an 8 or 9 right there. The only digit that can be in this cell is an 6. Okay, and so we can put an 8, 9 naked pair to finish block 8 up. And then with these 6s and this 6, you can put some Snyder 6s right here. So we unlocked a few more solves. We still got a ways to go to get to this green cell. Now I'm about to show you a tricky strategy. It's hard to spot, but you need it to take the next step in this puzzle. And before I do that, I do want to hear from you. Did you see these naked singles? Or did you get stuck and start looking for something harder? Help me grow the best Sudoku community on YouTube by sharing your tips, sharing your comment with me. Drop it in the comment right now and share it with me and the others. I respond to each and every comment, and I love to hear from you. And so we're going to look for some restrictions now in column 4. This is where you want to look next. This is a tricky strategy, and you won't find it unless you know where to look. You want to solve this Sudoku the right way. What you may notice is you have a 1, 2, 5, and 6. This is what makes it hard. There's only 4 cells given. Usually you only want to look, there's 5 or more. But you got 4 here, but you have a lot of restriction coming from outside the column. So 4 digits, 1, 2, 5, 6. Well, you have a 3, 4, and 8 that all see this cell. And then you have a 3, 4, and 8 that all see this cell. And so you have the same 7 digits that can see these 2 cells. So it makes these 2 cells a 7, 9 naked pair. This is pretty tricky to spot, but you got to find this. So this is a naked pair 7, 9. When 7, 9 are the only 2 cats that can fit in those 2 cells, 7, 9 cannot be anywhere else in that column or in that house. And so what does that do for you? Well, the cell has a 9 in it, but it can't be a 9. You put a 9 here, you won't have enough of the 7, 9 to fill these 2 cells. So you can eliminate the 9 from this cell and solve it for an 8 and solve this cell now for a 9. And that was a pretty tricky strategy. We still got a couple more tricky strategies. And that was my tip number 3. You want to look for these 2-cell, 3-cell strategies. And now we can take these 8s, just place a Snyder 8 here, and solve this cell for an 8. We get a few more solves here. You'll notice there's only a 3 and a 4 left here in column 4. And then with the 8s here, you can make a little mark, Snyder 8 in block 5. Now let's look at the 9s. Because you have a 9 here, this is actually a pointing pair of 9s. The 9s are restricted in row 2 here in block 2. And so now with this 9, the 9s can only be in one of these spots. You do need to notice that. Okay. And then where else are the 9s restricted? Well, with these 2 9s and this 9, we can put Snyder 9s in block 9. And this is probably the second place you got stuck. The first place was maybe not noticing the 7, 9 naked pair, which I can now remove the colors. This is probably the second place you got stuck. You went through and said, okay, I got it. No, we need some more of those 2, 3 cell combinations I was talking about All right, so this one's a little trickier. It's even harder to find, but it'll help you unleash and get to where this green cell can be solved. You want to focus on column 7 right now. Okay, in column 7, there's a couple candidates that are quite restricted. Where can a 2 and a 3 be in column 7? Well, if this 2, 3 here can't be in any of those cells, right? With a 2, 3 here, it can't be in this cell, and a 2, 3 here, it can't be in this cell. So the only 2 cells that can contain a 2 and a 3 are right here in column 7. You have to find this, and it's just right there. And so when you have a situation when 2 candidates only fit in 2 cells in a house, then no other candidates can be in those cells. And so we have a hidden pair, tricky hidden pair, and you can put a 2 and a 3 in those 2 cells, and you can block out anything else that would be in those cells. But how does that help us right now? How does that get us closer to the green cell? I'm about to show you. Because of this 9, now the 9s are limited to these 2 cells in block 6, and they're a pointing pair. Since they're a pointing pair, 9s cannot be here anymore. If you put a 9 there, no place to put a 9 in block 6. We can displace that slider 9, and you can make a solve for 9 right there. And we're not done. We got a little bit more that we can do, knowing that this was a 2, 3 hidden pair. Where can a 1 go across row 8? Can't be here because of this one. Can't be here because of this one. You can solve this now for a 1, which leaves us with a 6, 7 naked pair here in row 8. All right, and we can do a little bit better than that even. You might notice with these 2 1s and this one, we can put some Snyder 1s right there. What I want you to see here is that where else can a 6 and 7 be in this block? Because this 6, 7 can't be in any of these 3 cells. 6 and 7 can be right there, but you'll notice there's a 7 and a pointing pair of 6s that look in this cell. This cannot be a 6 or 7 either. So you end up with another hidden pair. This time it's a 6, 7 hidden pair. Okay, which will restrict the 6s to these cells, but more importantly, a hidden pair, this is another tip for you, can act as a pointing pair as well. So the 6s or 7s can't be anywhere else along column 8. You can displace that 7 and solve this cell for a 7 now. All right, and now this is going to help us with some more solves, because you want to look right here. What can this cell be? Can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can't be a 3, a 4, a 5, can't be a 6 or 7, and it can't be an 8. This is a naked single 9. Remember my previous tip about finding naked singles? You need it to be able to solve this part of the puzzle. And now at this 9, we can disambiguate the 7, 9 naked pair over here. Awesome. And you just leave yourself with a 2, 6 to finish row 4. And we're getting close to where we're going to be able to solve the green cell. We're working our way towards block 1 here. And we can do a little bit more solving if you come up here using what I call my neat naked triple trick. You have a 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 in block 2. You have a 3, 2, and a 7 that are missing. You got a 3 and a 7 looking at this cell, and then another 7 looks at this cell. When you ever have this situation where 2 to 3 look at one cell, and then one of those repeats into another, you can solve all 3, because the 7 can only go right here. The 2 has to be right here as a naked single, which leaves a 3 for this spot right there. Neat naked triple trick. All right, and now you can displace the 3 and solve a 3 here in block 1 in the corner, displacing our Snyder 8. And now we're getting really close to solving that green cell. We got what I think might be the trickiest strategy you're going to see in this entire puzzle. I'm going to remove this 2, 3. You've got to remember that's a hidden pair. And we want to do a little bit more filling out here, all right? So we got the 2 and the 8 can only be in these 2 spots in block 5, and this has to be a 6 or a 9. Okay, we don't have to worry. We kind of know those are between 2 different cells. And now we are going to get to my next tip. And this is the biggest tip where you probably get stuck the most because you have the hardest time seeing this. The next tip is to look for combinations. What I mean by that is the ability to use 2 strategies, 2 techniques in order to solve cells. All right, the first step is you want to notice is where can 2s and 9s be in block 1? With this 9, 2, it can't be in any of these cells. You have a 2, 9 here and a 2, 9 there. So the 2 and the 9 are limited to those two cells. We have a hidden pair 2, 9. So now we're reduced the green cell to either be a 2 or a 9. This is huge. In this hidden cell, now the hidden pair now leads to the next combo you have to find in this puzzle. We want to look down. We have a 2, 9 here. We have a 2, 6 here. What can be in this cell? All right? Can't be a 1. It could be a 2, but it can't be a 3, 4, 5. It could be a 6, but it can't be a 7 or an 8. This can only be a 2, 6, or a 9. And what did you notice about these 3 cells? They're restricted to the same 3 candidates, 3, 6, 2, 6, and a 9. So these 3 cells form a naked triple. And since a 2, 6, 9 can only be in these 3 cells in column 2, we can eliminate a 2, 6, and 9 from every other cell in the column. You cannot put a 6 here because then you put a 2 there, a 9 there, and nothing to go into this cell. So we can now eliminate 6 from this cell. This is beautiful. You got to find these combinations. And it's all from the basic 7 strategies so far. We've not done any advanced strategies here. That 1 allows you to solve this cell for 6, displacing this Snyder 1, and gives us a 4 or 5 pair there. All right, naked triples. Let's remove the pink. We still got to solve this green cell. You said, Timberlake, I thought you were going to tell me how to solve the green cell. I am getting there. We are close. We're close. Beautiful how the solve played out. Where do you want to look next? Well, let's look across row 3. You have this 2, 9. You got the 1, 3, 6, 7, 8. We need a 4 or 5. Well, this 4 covers this cell. So that's got to be your 5. We're going to do a little disambiguating, 4 or 5. You want to now remove as many possible markings as you can if you want to get to the solve the green cell. This 5, and you have this 2, 3 hidden pair, means this cell now has to be a 4. With this 4, we can solve this cell for a 4. And then with that 4, we can solve this cell for a 4. All right, getting close. And then what we have up here is a 6, 7 to finish block 1. With this 1, we can displace the Snyder 1 right there. And we're going to get so close, I feel like we're just about to solve this green cell. You might notice that we did the 1s there. We got the 6, 7 combo going on right there. Let's look down here for my neat naked triple trick. You have a 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need a 2, 3, and a 5. I have the 3 and a 5 right here with the 5 repeated. We can solve all 3 cells. It has to be a naked single 2. The only place the 5 goes right in the middle, and that's got to be your 3, allowing you to disambiguate 3, 2 in column 7. And then now we know with the 2 here, we can solve this cell for a 6. We displace the Snyder 3, and then this cell is going to have to be a 4 to finish block 6. And with that 4, this has got to be a 3 and a 4. With this 2, this has got to be an 8 or a 2. And now we can see with this 6, we're going to be able to solve the green cell because this has to be your 2 now, which means the green cell is a 9. And that's going to be a 2. And we want to finish strong like the expert do. You want to remove as many marks as possible so you don't make any errors. With this 2, 9, that has to be a 6, which allows you to disambiguate the 9, 6 here in block 5. We have a full house in row 6. There's only one digit that's possible, which is an 8 right there. So we can solve that cell for an 8. We got another full house here in column 2. And the only digit I see missing is a 7, which is going to allow you to disambiguate the 6, 7 right there and the 6, 7 in block 9. Now we only have one digit missing in block 7. It's got to be a 5. I just look in the block first. That's easier than looking all the way across that row. So we put a 6 there. This has got to be your 7. That's got to be your 6. I'm going to look down here and go, I just saw the 7, but I don't see it in block 4. So that's got to be your 7. And the last digit is a 9. So apply what you just learned to this next puzzle. Thank you so much for watching.